thing I saw no mistakes in.
Yeah.
His mechanics were just perfect as well.
I really felt like Akalon Waste was Taeja's chance to take it. Now that we're on Whirlwind, it's going to be an uphill battle, but we'll find out, guys. Jaedong versus Taeja, the last battle in this series. Let's give it up. In the bottom right-hand position as the red Zerg, it is Evil Geniuses, Jaedong. And the Liquid Clapper spawning to the top left-hand position, the blue Terran, it is Taeja. Cross positions, oh my gosh, things can't be better for Jaedong.
Yep, and against Liquid TJ, as I like to call him, because he capitalizes the T and the J. I think he'll have a pretty easy time in these spawns. This is what he wants to see. As soon as you see you got these spawns as a Zerg, pretty happy.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that he doesn't have... Whoa! Going for an early pool. See, this is the audacity of Jaedong. This is the type of stuff that he does. He has that killer instinct. We saw him 6-pull against Scarlet last season. Now he's 10-pulling against his opponent. And this just speaks to me. I'm going to counter any command centers that are started on the low ground.
And it looks like Taeja is going to go CC first. So
is it going to be on the low ground, though?
Yeah, I mean, we can't tell yet. We'll have to see what he wants to do.
Oh, this could be brutal. I'm not sure about the timings, honestly. Command centers, will they finish by the time Zerglings get over there for a 10-pull?
No, I mean, then you would never do the 10-pull because
oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Off.
Okay, shut up, Andre. Well, we'll find out as the command center. Oh, my gosh,
It's
the command center's going to the...
Oh!
Oh!
Never mind.
And there it is. It's going down, so he will be absolutely safe. It doesn't mean that Taeja's won by any means.
Nope.
He just starts off with an economic advantage.
Yeah, he definitely starts off with a pretty good lead, but it's not over. Jaedong can still come back.
He can do Baneling busts too, or at least fake Baneling busts, making Taeja a little bit more defensive. A lot of players will overcommit to defending against something like that, and even silly little things like the supply depot being down, Marines immediately being rallied out to the outside. All of these little tiny things that could be potentially bad for Taeja can happen. Now, will the SCV will not see these approaching Zerglings.
I guess the only danger for Taeja would be if they somehow got into his main base, but his depot's up, so it doesn't look like there's much of a chance of that.
Yeah.
And these two buildings will just finish, and then he can repair them while he makes a Marine. And after that, he kind of has a nice economic lead. He can't take his natural until he has at least 4 Marines, I don't think.
Oh, God! Oh! Why would you do that, Taeja? All right, Supply Depot is going to be attacked a little bit here, but as you said, everything's okay. Marine will be re-rallied in the right position. Even the SCVs stay alive. Everything looks good for Taeja.
Knowing that's Jaedong, he'll probably try to stay there and keep attacking the buildings and microing the Lings away one by one while they take damage from the Marines.
Okay, here's an important part of this build. Oh, the SCV wasn't able to get in. See there, I mean, it shouldn't have. But the SCV, what it wants to do is see if there's any extractors down, because obviously you want to know if Baneling busts are capable for the Zerg player. Right now, I think Taeja, what he's going to do, if he feels comfortable, he'll push down, put a bunker down there, and say, okay, I'm fine. If he doesn't, what he's going to do is stay up here and just wait until he has at least a single Hellion, and just keep making additional SCVs from this command center, and just say, okay, well, I already know I'm ahead. I have that extra mule, no worries. We'll just wait until I'm absolutely safe, and then from there, I'm fine.
Yeah, he might wait for 1 Hellion, or he might just go with 4 Marines. There's about 7 or 8 Lings, I think, so he needs at least 4 Marines before he can try to push down and make a bunker.
We'll see if he does that. 4 Marines about to approach here, and it looks like it's a starport, so no, he's just going to wait a single Hellion. No, he's getting together with his Marines.
Maybe a Widowmine drop?
It could be.
I mean, because there's no reactor in this, so I'm not sure how many Hellions he's going to want to make from a non-reactored factory.
Yeah. That actually seems correct. It seems most probable, at least. Jaedong, let's see what he's doing on his side. He has placed the creep tumor, getting just additional drones. Everything's all standard for him, but look at the income tab. Officer count should be very, very different. Normally you're at maybe like 2, 3, 4 more drones than your opponent in this position. But if you consider the mules, 4.5 efficient workers for each mule, so you're looking at +9 on top of this, so it's really 38 harvesters to 31. Where does Jaedong go from here? I mean,
well, looks like he's taking a 3rd base and getting metabolic boost, metabolic speed, whatever it's called, the link speed upgrade. So I think he's just going to try to play into a macro mid-game situation. And he actually doesn't look like he's in that bad of a spot, even after the upgrade, or after the opening. I mean, his upgrades are delayed, his link speed's delayed, but he's not that far behind, I don't think.
Okay. Stim is on the way for Taeja. Third command center is being placed down as well over in the natural base. No form of scouting just yet, but now here it comes in. One Overlord, I think. Yeah, Overlord was taken out over here in the mid-right hand side of the base. And Zerglings get in here and scout out everything that's going on. So that's a nice indicator for Taeja, or for Jaedong, excuse me. He knows he's pretty safe. I mean, once you see the third command center, you're saying, okay, the range of a lot of all-ins is gone. I can just defend against the max extreme, which is some sort of mass units directly after that. That comes at a much later time. Normally have like 30 seconds more, and then from that, you're able to get the essential upgrades, whether or units, really. But Jaedong has pretty fearlessly gone for all harvesters so far. Units tab showing only 13 Zerglings out in the map. He's not really committing to any serious units just yet, which he does have to quite soon, because Taeja's army will be pretty scary once he starts to mobilize.
Yeah, and I mean, he might be able to delay them a bit more because Taeja's not going for this fast medevac. He's just using the starport to make the extra reactors for his barracks. So Jaedong's a bit safer than he might be. Actually, that's a hole in the wall out, so these links can get in. Not gonna do too much.
Okay, they're not going for the tech lab. That would have been scary if he got the tech lab there.
Yeah, it would have. He's getting some SCVs in a meal or two, but not doing that much damage.
It's going to shut him down pretty easily here. So yes, you're absolutely right. The Hellions should be able to clean things up, or at least the Marines that are struggling out of there. Taeja just going to fix the wall now. Or, there it is. Yeah, fix the wall, and he's fine. Nice saturation so far, 60 drones to 46. How is Jaedong doing this? I'm really surprised that he's able to get such a large economic advantage, although he still hasn't gotten a lot of units. Now you can see at 10 minutes into the game, he's just now putting down the evolution chamber. So you can see all this opportunity cost for him to get back economically with his opponents. He is giving up a lot of his upgrades. He's looking to put it into the end game stages where he can just get a lot of Spire, or a lot of Mutas, and buy time that way, and consistently hemorrhage his opponent. Maybe burrowed banelings will be in combination pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, he's still not nearly as good of a position as he would be in otherwise. His creep it's okay, but it's not as good as it would be if he'd done a different opening. And he doesn't have that many overlords around the map either this game.
Uh-oh. Drop coming in, and this could do a lot of damage. But there are banelings already made. Haha. It's not going to die to any silly pushes.
Yeah,
Scan can come up here, and he is. Oh, wow, nice. But one baneling does connect, even though he targeted down. And it looks like this drop is going to get cleaned up pretty easily here. 1-1 about to finish. So Jaedong needs to be very proactive with the positioning of these units. But as soon as mutas pop out, goodbye. Well, he has another boost pretty soon. Yes, there it is. So the boost helps out. The fourth base gets denied over here as well. Hellions are going to get cleaned up. Not before taking out a couple of Zerglings here.
Yeah, good trade for them. They can't do much else in this game, so it's good that he's using them now to trade.
I agree. And right now, Jaedong is just trying to salvage the position. 2-2 has started a little bit late, giving the differential only 50 seconds, but still it's a nice timing for the Terran player. That's something that you're not normally used to. Widow Mine's being placed up, so he doesn't have to worry about any shenanigans. And we're going to have just an increasing macro game.
I don't know how Jaedong does it, though, because even after coming out of that opening, which gives Taeja an economic lead, Jaedong never looks like he's behind much at all. And, I mean, he obviously must be behind because if your 10 point doesn't kill anything, then it's not good for you, but it looks like he's in a pretty good position right now.
It just came down to the upgrades, right?
Yeah, I mean, his upgrades are slightly behind, but besides that, it looks like everything else is going as it should go.
And I guess
fourth base finishing, and I mean, his supply is looking good compared to Taeja's.
I guess this is facilitated by the fact that you're in cross positions, so you know your opponent's never really going to commit to that all-in. And that way he can play so brutally efficient. Like, he could have made a lot more units if he was worried about... Wow. If he was worried about a lot more, but he obviously didn't. Viking will go down here. But nothing too much. I mean, this is really surprising. Oh, engagement going to happen in the top middle hand position. And nice Widow Mine connection. Baneling's not able to splatter on most of those Marines, unfortunate for him. A Marine squadron is going to go over the 4th base, try to take out a little bit of creep. This is a great little maneuver that he's doing, but intercepted by a bunch of Zerglings and forced to get back. Nice taking out, I was going to say nice taking out the other creep tumor, but he wasn't able to do that just yet. And the medevac should go down as boost has just been used. Again, going into the center, and this is the type of tactics that you have to do. It used to be like you start harassing your opponent everywhere just to kill like an expansion, but now it's kind of regressed, not regressed, but Terrans have realized you have to kill the creep first to really empower your main attacks.
Yeah, this is just facilitating a push later on, and because later he's going to kind of want to push and use the chokes at the ramps and the entrances to the bases, and that's where he wants to push and try to trade. So he needs to clear up all this creep in the middle of the map before he can do that.
And look at how intelligent Jaedong is. I mean, he instantly puts creep back up. Widow Mine's going to drop down, and engagements are going to go in the favor of Jaedong, it looks like, because he's just rolling past no further AoE. Baneling still moving forward. Mutant count is still pretty high and unhindered. Where are the Widow Mines? No, they're going to get hit by a lot of Banelings. And they don't blow up on a lot. That's actually a great move for Jaedong, as he was able to maintain a lot of the position. And off of creep, normally you would say that engagement isn't good, but he's able to have a 4th base, continue mining, still retain a lot of his mute account.
Yeah, Taeja's having trouble getting something done in these cross positions. By the time he moves across the map, Jaedong just has enough units to shut down his pushes so far. And, I mean, the amount of units Taeja has now isn't enough to push again. So he's probably going to have to wait until he's at least about 170 or maybe even more before he pushes again.
Hive Tech on the way for that 3-3 that's very valuable. So again, we're going to see a timing where, you know, it's a good like 2 minutes where Taeja will have 3-3 over his opponent's 2-2. That does help out, trying to instigate some sort of fight, but low count of units will go and try to trade off. Doing a good job. The unit count currently is at 24. That's a nice count, actually, to just one-shot basically any major thing, like medevacs and such.
These medevac drops aren't doing too much either. It's still a good effort by Taeja. Every time he uses it, he pushes with some units across the middle, kills some creep tumors, but he's not getting any damage done with the drops.
Well, I mean, this is really nice, but what he really needs to focus on is killing the 4th base, the newer expansions, and right now he's just drilling towards the 3rd. And that's the problem, I think, with spawning in cross positions. You never know what direction to push in. You're always trying to kill the bases, the newest bases, but it's hard to do that consistently. And now this overwhelming massive force is just moving closer and closer. Taeja, oh, will he get the win? No, he doesn't get the Widow Mine hits, and there's still a lot of Banelings and Zerglings left over, but he's going to fall back as the Marine Marauder count is still pretty healthy. And not fighting on creep obviously kind of facilitates that as well. Baneling hit squadron going to the front of the natural, not being able to do much damage. Instantly he puts up his creep, or his supply depots. And another engagement in the middle of the map. I mean, this is the combination text that we were talking about. The mutas are just able to fly out and retain their count. Unit tab showing 23 mutalisks, so still very healthy, and going again, pushing forward. I mean, this is incredible that he's so cost efficient off creep.
Yeah, Jaedong's just microing so well against the Widow Mines. Every battle he targets them with his mutalisk, and he sends small amounts of links forward to take the Widow Mine shots, and never takes a bad hit from them. And I think this is helping him a lot.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, it's so much harder to do to actually look for the Widow Mines and target them, because for a long time they don't have priority. Like, they're not attacking units, so a lot of times your units don't actually go towards them if they're unlifted. So you actually have to target fire them each individually, which obviously requires a lot of precision and accuracy. It's just so amazing that he's able to do that. Now taking his 5th base over in the mid-right-hand position, probably saturate that pretty soon while there's a drop incoming, and his mutas are perfectly flying to the right direction. I think he had to kind of know this is coming, I feel like. Because down it goes.
Yeah, and he needs to... I don't know, he is getting turrets there. I guess Jaedong's not going right for it. If he got there before the turrets are up, it would be so huge if he lost all those Mios he just dropped.
I agree.
But it's not going to happen. Jaedong, meanwhile, is getting all his upgrades again. Not actually getting the pathogen glands for his infestors yet, but he'll probably get that after he gets some Ultralisk out. Just wants to get his Ultralisk out first.
A big burst in transition to facilitate some sort of passive play, and then from there he can actually take over. Killing all the turrets, really nice, and now going in to the planetary fortress. He's going to shut this down. Baneling's going to hit across this, and he gets out. Perfectly done for Jaedong. He denies the 4th base, and Taeja still has to make his way across the map in order for him to actually do damage against his opponent, and he's so far away from doing that. I mean, this is the true advantage of being in cross position on Whirlwind. It's so unfortunate for Taeja, but what can he do? He's hoping for a good fight over here, but it's still very hard to do. And a drop over at the 3rd base will get cleaned up pretty easily. Muta's going to just fly over a couple of Marines here. Well, a lot of Marines, but not a lot of damage being done. And Jaedong's just prepping for this attack. Taeja also prepping for this attack. It's all going to come down really to this. If Jaedong is able to crush this, then I think Taeja will be in an unwinnable situation. But if Taeja is able to win pretty decisively here, then he's back into the game and he can kind of snowball this momentum because it's pretty low economy, or it's approaching pretty low economy.
Yeah, and this attack could do a lot. It's definitely going to kill this base. And it looks like Jaedong's just going for that counterattack.
Yeah, kind of intelligent because the Widow Mines are placed in a way where it'll receive everything so easily. Zergling's pushing forward, going to go into a bunker. Meanwhile, Baneling's moving into the 4th base yet again. And the command center's like, no, do not want! But it doesn't matter because the Mutas are right there to help out. And again, denying the 4th base helps out. He's going to just explode. Wow! Absolutely crushing a lot of Taeja's forces.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I guess he saved the command center, but was it even worth it there?
I have to feel no, it was not worth it. I think he lost a lot more Marines than he would have for a 400 mineral command center, although that command center does earn you money. Again, we have a situation where Taeja is just struggling to push out and get a good position. The Widow Mines come, that's what it really comes down to. Those are the X factor. That when there's an engagement, they can do a lot. And
he
here,
has a lot of mines too right now. He has 19 Widow Mines in the field.
Yeah, I mean,
so his push is going to be difficult for Jaedong to deal with if he micro as well.
It's a large chunk of supply that you're committing to Widow Mines. And here's the Ultralist Tech switch to really facilitate just continued initiative, continued tempo. That's what Jaedong really needs, especially in cross position. You need to have your opponent constantly switching up that tech, so that you have cost-efficient engagements. Because if you stay on Zergling, Baneling, Muta the whole game, eventually Terran will have a composition that can crush you, or at least play cost-efficiently against it. Muta is swinging into the center, trying to clean up some of these Marines, intercepts a lot of these Widow Mines, Banelings.
Excuse me. Such a passive game from Taeja.
Well, he can't do anything.
Yeah, I know. He's doing some medevac drops, but he's just staying back so much, and there's not too much he can do. But I feel like he's going to have to do something eventually. I don't know. Maybe he'll just keep staying back and slowly taking bases and fighting close to his side of the map and doing medevac drops.
I mean, that is a style that we've seen before, although it's so hard to keep up with a Zerg that can constantly tech switch. Now taking out one of the bases, that helps out. And pushing into the center, I mean, it's like a rinse and repeat. Baneling's being made, though, on the side over here. What will he go for? Is he going to go for the turrets, or is he going to go for the planetary fortress?
I think he's going to go for the planetary fortress, but I don't think he can kill it with this many
I don't think so either. That's why I was... Well, PF just kills everything. Again, another base being destroyed.
Usually you send some Zerglings with the Banelings to tank for the Widow Mine shots and the planetary fortress shots, but I guess he didn't do it there.
And all of a sudden, Taeja eliminating the bases, making this incredibly low economy, and Jaedong unwilling to commit to an attack. This is pretty close here. I mean, yes, it's still 4 base against 3 base. With he gets it. Income tab 34 to 69. And Jaedong does have the better economy. Don't get me wrong, but it's gonna come down to one fight. Both players don't have a large bank, and Widow Mines, they are cost efficient. However you look at it. Oh. And I think this planetary fortress is going to go down here. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. +2 building armor, bro. Works out pretty well. Maintains that planetary fortress. The meters are just being annoying. And this is just buying Jaedong more and more time. I mean, Taeja still needs to be active on the map. He can't be using his whole army to clear up just a small pack of mutas. Well, it's not small, but this pack of mutas.
Yeah, and we see Jaedong's going for broodlords again behind this. And I'm kind of on the fence about whether I like this or not. Because on one hand, it can be incredibly good. We saw in last game, in a straight-up fight, he can crush Taeja's army. But the bases is what's going to be important. And if Taeja can do just like split map pushes against the broodlords, we've already seen how effective he is at shutting down the bases against the mobile army Jaedong has. Against the broodlords, it'll be even easier for him to do that.
Now, is this a position where Taeja actually needs like Ravens to just throw down some PDDs to save his command centers and allow turrets to just do the damage to...
Yeah, I think what Taeja should have is maybe a force of 8 to 12 Ravens just flying around, patrolling his bases, and setting up some point defense runs whenever mutalists come by.
Are you trolling me?
Yeah.
Why not just like 2 or 3? I mean, they cost the same as six Marines.
No, they don't.
Or, I'm talking about supply, because it doesn't really matter.
I guess supply-wise, but you can just build more missile turrets, which I think is the better option, and that doesn't take any supply.
I just feel like Ravens are a necessity, especially against infestors or any large tech like broodlords at the end game stage. It's like the natural progression of Terran. Because I feel if you stay on this composition the whole time, whenever the engagement actually happens, you're going to die. So I'm just like looking for a way to come out of this.
I think what he just wants to do is not engage. And as soon as he sees the broodlords, he's not going to fight that army until it's slowly whittled down to a point where he can beat it. He's just going to attack on both sides of the map like he's doing now and continue to deny Jaedong bases. And trades like this are trades he can do without losing anything. And I mean, as long as he doesn't take one huge fight and lose his whole army, I think it's going to be tough for Jaedong.
Milky Barracks? Okay, so he's just playing attrition then.
Yeah, he's just going to slowly play the war of attrition and continue to deny bases. Because Jaedong's army, it's Ultralisk, Broodlord. And Ultralisk and Broodlords aren't the best units for defending bases.
Yeah.
So I think now scanning this, he should just send units and attack.
Oh no, he's going for the fight! I don't know, Mike. Great fungal growths on the majority of the units. He's just going to constantly fungal these down. Broodlord's doing immeasurable amounts of damage, and then within a blink of an eye, Taeja loses everything.
Well, that was a fun engagement to watch.
Do you know what would have helped in that engagement? 8 to 12 Ravens, Mike.
He still would have lost, I think.
Yes, he still would have. Well, I don't know.
I think. I don't know why Taeja went for the fight there. He scans, he's like, okay, 15 Ultras, 10 Broodlords, 8 Infestors, I've got this. And then he just got fungoed, his army dies.
Yeah, not a pretty sight, of course, at the end stage. But look, I mean, it's still pretty low economy, still 1,000 bank. There's no expansions really mining for Jaedong, but the quality of units are just so much better
and he just
for
has
Jaedong.
A lot more of them.
Yeah, because he doesn't have Ravens out.
Yeah.
The Planetary Fortress is going to go down here, and this is really Taeja's last stand. Although he has another Planetary Fortress at the other side, so this might be the one thing that helps him out over here.
I mean, it's going to help him out, but I don't know if he can get an army that can equal what Jaedong has. Jaedong, he has a decent amount of Mutalisk, and that'll help him against the Vikings along with his Infestors. And I don't know how you can beat that ground army at this point. And with all those Banelings in production too, he just has so many Ultras and Banelings and Lynx and Infestors. And Taeja has not very much bio units. He's going for a counterattack now, which I think this is what he should have done before. Before that big fight, before he lost his whole army.
Well, yeah, just sidestep the army. Say, if you want to really kill an expansion, we're going to trade expansions. That's the way I can equalize.
It just looks silly with Ultralisk Broodlord trying to follow him around the map.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're not a very mobile army, are they?
He can still make this close, though, if he just does this base trade. Because, again, Jaedong's immobile army is going to take a little while to kill all of Taeja's bases and infrastructure. And Jaedong doesn't have much left to defend against this much bio. It takes a large amount of Zerg units to clean it up.
That's true. The Broodlords and Mutas are still doing a good job, though. And Marines and Marauders on the other side, the base trade is being committed over here. No drones, no income for either of these players. Look at that income tab, 0040. One drone is mining somewhere on this map. That's it.
And Taeja is microing against these Mutalisks now. If he can take him out, then maybe he can take out the Broodlords. And once the Broodlords are gone, maybe he has a chance.
Yeah.
Jaedong's Infestors are separated right now from the Broodlords. But once those 5 or 6 infestors
wow.
get up there, he should be able to defend them.
All right, well, Ultras are back to save the main base and prompt
But, I mean,
pickup.
He just picks up and flies around, and good luck mining when he's doing this.
I'm still looking. Oh, there it is. Found it. I was like, where is Jaedong mining from? I found it, Mike.
You found it.
Investigation is over. Now, fungal growth is going to assist a little bit for Jaedong, just having a swift retreat.
These Vikings are kind of Taeja's lifeline. He needs them, because without them, I don't think he can kill the Broodlord.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either, because with the Broodlord, you need a direct engagement against Broodlords, but Ultras, you want to have a kiting engagement. So they do have synergy. It's just incredibly supply inefficient, and it's not too mobile. And that's why it runs into these type of troubles. Now attacking the hatchery over here in the top right-hand position, Banelings do connect, but they're not able to do enough damage.
Yeah.
Mutas get back. Well, Muta gets back here.
I think Taeja's best hope now is a draw.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think he can win at this point.
Oh no, Vikings are gonna go down here.
I mean.
Oh no! he attacked his own Viking.
And with it, I don't know what Taeja can do at this point. I mean, he still has his medevac drops, but he would have to kill every single building of Jaedong's in the entire map to eliminate him. And a player as good as Jaedong probably isn't going to let that happen.
Yeah.
And if you look at how much army
Jaedong
still has left, I mean, look at all these Ultras and Banelings and Infestors. That's way more than enough to kill that many Marines and Marauders.
It's incredible.
And I mean, he can lift off, but they're still mutaless.
Yeah.
The only way
Let's see how many mutas. 4 mutas out on the map. Now, there are locations that you can go to just defend. The Salt... Oh, no, there's 2 drones. I'm sorry, guys. 2 drones out in the field.
Yeah.
One of them...
Maybe he should try to just, like, wall off at the top of one of the ramps and just position all of his bio behind a wall off. And then
wait, Mike, wait, this is going to escalate! Fungal growth! And there it is! GG! Jaedong takes the